George Kambosos Jr. George Kambosos Jr. could become the unified champion of the super lightweight division. Welcome to Redhead Rumble, and join me in previewing, reviewing and explaining why George Kambosos could possibly be on another rise yet again in the boxing world. Born and residing in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, all the way back in 1994, a young man by the name of George Kambosos Jr. was born, and little did we know he would become one of Australia's best ever boxers. Back at the ripe old age of 19, George Kambosos started his professional boxing career. In 2013, he was fighting guys in 4 to 6 rounders until he eventually decided that he was going to move in 2017 to the United States to try and challenge and go for possible world honours. For most boxing fans that follow US and UK boxing, the first time we saw George fight was against an aging Mickey Bay, way back when in 2019 on the undercard of T-Bud, otherwise known as Terence Crawford, and Teofimo Lopez, who he would eventually go on to challenge later down the line. However, most fans in the UK will remember George for beating Lee Selby on the undercard of Derek Chisora versus Alexander Usyk at the Wembley Arena back in 2020. Following on from that fight, as mentioned, he fought Teofimo Lopez to unify the lightweight division. This was his chance to finally put Australia on the world stage, on the boxing map. We've had fighters from Australia before, your Lucas Browns, your Ben Edwards, your Dempsey McKeans. He beat Teofimo Lopez to unify the WBO and the IBF world titles. As I mentioned before, surpassing everyone before him, he was there to show that Australia are back in action. Unfortunately, he lost them to Devin Haney. He also fought again in the rematch clause, both in his backyard in Australia, against one of the best fighters we've seen in easily the past 2 decades in Devin Haney. Following on from those devastating losses against Haney, he fought Maxi Hughes for the IBO, and once he beat Maxi Hughes, which he did, he fought Lomachenko, the mighty Vasyl Lomachenko, for the IBO and the IBF world titles, and unfortunately was defeated. But that means we're here with the Spartan himself. We're in a place of limbo. We don't know what he's going to do, and then he announces he's going up to 140. Put everyone on notice. He's 31, fought the best in the world, been a champion, held 2 belts, and now he's coming up in weight. Past weekend he fought a late replacement called Jake Wiley, and it was a decision victory over 12 rounds, proving that maybe is it a step too far. The good thing is he won the fight, as he should do in many people's opinions. The boxing fraternity will tell you on Twitter he should have beaten him hands down, and that's true. But now we look at future fights and how he could become once again world champion. The Spartan could rise once again. Do we have a battle of the Aussies against Liam Parrow? Do we look to fight Devin Haney or Teofimo? Teofimo's moving up. Do we fight them both? Do we have a rematch there? Or do we go to Britain for Jack Catterall? Harlem Eubank has been rumoured, but do we go for Jack Catterall? As he's a name, we can only be assured that he's going to be slotted straight into the rankings ahead of your Dalton Smiths and your Adam Azeems. The guy's been a world champion. He's the Spartan. He's an Australian world beater. He will be in this. The personal opinion, the Redhead Rumble opinion, is he's going to take on someone within the top 12. So I'm thinking either Ramirez, Richardson Hitchins, who he has been linked with possibly in June. At only 31, there's plenty left in the tank for George. However, I do feel that you're trained, you're managed, you've built a community in Australia with your dad, the gym's going well, you've become world champion, so why change it up? I just think when you're moving up a weight, especially in these lower weight rankings, classes, whatever you want to call them, there is such a thing as learning better defense. Virgil Hunter, possibly in the States, maybe even Bomac if you can jump on with him. Even I'd go as far to say maybe even Ben Davison in the UK, but especially against bigger men, he needs to learn more about defense, and then he can use those Spartan-like left and rights to make sure he causes enough damage to secure himself as one of the best in this division. What do you think? Do you think we will see this man claim gold once again? Is there plenty still left in the tank? This has been Jack at Redhead Rumble. And this is why George Kambosos, I believe, can become world champion again. Catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe. See you later.